Hi and welcome to a new video. Today's video is gonna be a bit more personal because I'm going to talk about some of my struggles so you won't feel alone in them. What I'm going to talk about is growing up. One of the most scary things about growing up, at least for me, is losing touch with my friends when we moved to college and go to different countries, because time zones, you meet new people, you have different schedules, and I really don't want that to happen because I just can't picture my life without my best friends. It's just, they've always been there for me and they know me like no one else does, and I just don't want to lose that because it's been hard for me to make friends. We're gonna get into that later, and we've been friends for so long. We've basically grown up together and we've been through so many things together. I just don't want to lose such a precious friendship just because of distance. And also growing up is scary because everything is changing so rapidly. You move out, you have to go to college, you have to pay your own bills, you meet new people, you lose some people, and it's just a lot if you think about it, and I just can't wrap my head around it. I'm in my last year of high school and I just can't process it yet, and I know it's gonna be a hard time because I'm going to have a lot of exams, going to have to prepare for my college applications and to say goodbye to the life I've known and move to pursue my dream. And it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make, but it doesn't mean it's less difficult or emotionally draining. Also, this ties into the pressure that I feel in high school. Since I've gotten into it, I've always felt like I need to prove that I can still be at the top of my class, even though those grades don't validate my intelligence, if you think about it, because they just testing my memory. And I guess it's nice to know stuff about the outside world and history and geography. Like, I get why you need to know this, but at the same time I don't feel like if you aren't good at it, you're dumb. Not everyone is academically smart, and that's fine. Like, we need every type of smart that's out there, because if without a certain group of people you wouldn't be able to keep the world going. Like, every job and profession, it's important, and I feel like school sometimes makes you feel like if you're not a lawyer or a doctor, you failed in life and you're nothing, which is totally untrue. The modern society doesn't realize how lucky we are that we can go to a corner store and buy whatever we need. And we wouldn't be able to do that without the people that work there. I felt like I needed to be a certain way, behave a certain way, choose a certain job because people expected me to. Like, when I told people I wanted to become a fashion designer, they were like, oh, I've always thought that you were gonna work in an office and blah blah blah, get some boring job. And boring to me, maybe you think that's interesting and you like doing all that paperwork, but for me it's boring. And like, that's when I realized people don't really see me for who I am and for my interests. They sometimes just look at me like, oh, she's a good student, nice, but like that's about it, and I don't like it. Trying to find myself was a long journey, and I know it's not over because I'm constantly discovering new things about myself, and some of them I like, some of them I don't, but that's just who I am, and I can work every day to become a better version of myself. And since I've always been a people pleaser, I've never prioritized what I wanted and what I liked, what I needed. And when I was in 10th grade, it was a really dark time for me because I was trying to get straight A's and be good at everything, and I really wanted to decide on my career path just because I thought that it'd be nice to have a head start, but I didn't even know what I wanted to do, and I was so stressed out. I wasn't eating properly, I was always dehydrated, and my hair was kind of falling out. That still happens, but it's probably because of my ponytail, but that's another issue. And when we got into when the pandemic started and we were in lockdown, I discovered that I didn't know who I was at all. That person wasn't me. I don't know who that was. That was Patricia, that wasn't me. And and sorry, I keep thinking about that name. And shut up, girl. Sorry. And that's when I realized, oh, I actually think I'd like something more creative, and that's totally fine. And I think that high school sometimes makes you feel that if you are into art, you're going to die because you're not gonna be able to find a job and blah 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 blah. Yes, it's hard to be like one of those renowned artists that are very well known and make tons of money, but it doesn't mean that you're going to not be able to get food and afford the place to live in and just die in a very sad way. That's not how it works. Yeah, sadly there are some cases like that, but it doesn't mean that it's gonna happen to everyone. And if you feel like it's not a secure job, you can always get another part-time job and like work at a normal job and pursue your artistic one when you're in your free time. Like, there are endless possibilities, and you should never ever quit your passion just because high school makes you feel oh my god. Because high school makes you feel like you need to choose a conventional job. Something that I think that could help you find yourself is setting boundaries when it comes to toxic people, and if you can, cutting them out, because you don't want to be surrounded by people that are not going to be supportive of you and your decisions. I guess you want people to tell you, like, to keep you grounded, but at the same time you don't want them to, you're not gonna do that because you're not good at it and you shouldn't even try. Like, that's not a good friend, that's not a good person to be around. Acid reflux, anyway. Trust issues. shoes. For some reason, I feel like people don't actually like me and they just spend time with me because they feel like they need to, like they are trying to be nice, and that regardless of what I do, they are going to leave at some point, and that I'm going to end up alone and sad, and that I'm never going to find my soulmate or whatever. Like, I sometimes don't feel lovable, or like sometimes I feel like I will never be able to put my armor down and trust the person fully, because I'm afraid that I'm going to get hurt and that they are going to use what I tell them against me. And I know that's something a therapist should hear about, but I'm not able to see one now. But I will as soon as I can. Like, I can't give you advice on this because I struggle with it too. But you know, you're not the only one, so another fear that I have is fear of failure. I've always been afraid that I'm not going to succeed in life, that I'm going to be just a big old disappointment. I actually have weekly breakdowns about it. I'm like, what if I'm not gonna succeed? What if I'm gonna just waste my life and just. What if it's just all wishful thinking? What if I'm not actually talented? What if I'm it's just not meant to be? Like, all these questions are running around my head and make me feel so anxious and bad and sad and hurt and horrible. And it's just and I try to tell myself that it's fine, it's just my fears, and that I'm hardworking and I deserve it. And my mom tries to calm it down too, but it's really hard because you know, you need money to go to college. Like, that's like what my fears revolve around the most, that I'm not gonna get into my dream college and fulfill my dreams, and that I need to settle for less. I'm trying to tell myself it's not like this, but I think that you can relate to this anxiety provoked by the fear of how your future is gonna turn out. And this ties into my fear of never feeling fulfilled regardless of what I do. Sometimes I'm afraid, what if I'm gonna do what I like and still not be happy? Like, what if I'm just not able to get satisfied regardless of what I do? And I don't know why. I don't know why I feel like that, honestly. I had a time in my life when I thought that I just looked horrible and that I wasn't attractive at all, and that I I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror, because I just thought that I was horrendous. I thought that my breasts need to be bigger. My waist had to be smaller. My ass should be bigger. I should be shorter. I should be taller. Like, look anything but not myself. I but I realized that the problem isn't with me, like I'm perfectly fine the way I look. And I realized that during lockdown, like that lockdown, just it was the first lockdown. It just made me realize a lot of things about myself, and one of them was that nothing's wrong with me, and that's how my body is supposed to look. And what helped me accept and embrace my flaws and start loving my body was daily affirmations. I know that's cheesy, that's quirky, blah blah blah, but it actually helps. I would go in front of the mirror and just talk to myself and tell me that I'm beautiful, I'm the baddest bitch out there, and doing that every day helped me build self-confidence. And now I just look at myself in the mirror every time I go past it and like, ooh, damn baby, you look good. And it took me a lot of time to realize that I'm beautiful and that people come in all shapes and sizes, and that's what makes us unique, and that I shouldn't change myself just to be perceived as beautiful or attractive by the society. Like, yes, I'm skinny and I don't have curves. Okay, I like the way I look. I think I'm just as attractive as someone who has big boobs, like, you know. And I know that everything I've said so far is just so basic and corny, but I wouldn't say them if I didn't believe that they were true, because I've experienced them and that's what helped me, and I hope it will help you too. I think that all these struggles just have to do with each other, and that's why I feel so bad sometimes. I don't know, and I hope that this video helped you, and if there's something you want to talk about in the comments, just say it. I'll try and help you. Maybe others will have something to say about it too. And yeah, I just love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.